Hi everyone, this is CherryEnchantress, and this is your daily dust for November 18th if you're watching in real time, but it can also be for whenever you stumble upon it. It's a timeless reading. I started back up the daily dust, but because I had a quite eventful weekend, I had to skipped my birthday. Well, I did my birthday and I skipped November 17th. So, anyway, but I just wanted to go back to this deck, the fairy creatures, or not fairy creatures, the creatures of the forest, forest creatures tarot, because on November 15th, we got a reading, and I feel like there's more to the story, and so we're gonna continue with a deck until I feel like we come to a resolution with the deck that we use. Okay, so check out November 15th's reading. Everything was nicely interrupted by a very happy birthday and a beautiful Enchanted Fairy Festival. It was really wonderful. Nice dream come true. So, as I've mentioned, and I will repeat again, I'm doing readings that have to pertain to your inner world and also our collective outer world. So I will be talking a little bit about politics and people involved in courts and cases and things like that. Maybe secrets that are trying to come out. And so November 15th reading was about cheating, okay? And I feel like it's about election cheating. So let's see if we can get anything else out. And I just saw that Mark Elias made a statement that there was no fraud. And I know that anybody that says otherwise may sound like an election denialist or a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like that could be true. Like, unless you have facts and evidence, that's kind of how you sound. So it's important to me for the truth to come out, and but it's also important for things to be investigated so thoroughly that there can't be a question. Although there can always be questions, right? There's so much jumbling of the actual information out there, the actual truth. But let's see what we can get here in the tarot, just to guide us, to give us some clues, to see, to give us an idea what to expect. So this could be for November 18th, or you stumble upon it on November 18th, or it could be for a span of time too, or it could be about clues that you'll be seeing soon, or lots of things, so it's not necessarily for a particular day, but it can be. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to take 3 cards. Oh, okay. I'm holding the deck upside down, so this will be like that. Okay. That makes sense. Somebody is all tied up, afraid to make a move, afraid of getting in trouble, afraid of getting... This feels like threats, somebody's being threatened or blackmailed. Well, okay, so I wasn't holding the deck upside down. I don't know. Like, I normally don't do reversals, but that's interesting. So it could be a little bit of both. Okay, this is what I was getting about the whole Mark Elias thing, is that he made a statement. So on the one hand, I was thinking maybe it was he feels threatened and he has to say what he has to say. Or maybe he's doing it on purpose to draw somebody out. Because a lot of times criminals want to be, like, they're playing a game of catch me if you can, like, try to guess what I did, or try to catch me, and sometimes they get impatient and then they end up confessing themselves because they're so excited about this amazing crime that they committed. I mean, I know it's crazy, but I should have went into criminal science. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. 3rd card. Ooh, and then this is the King of Wands. Okay, let's zoom on in and see what else we get. All right, so in a political sense, this Ace of Coins and the Eight of Swords, they were kind of reversed. At least I thought I was holding the deck upside down, but they were actually possible reversals. So which leads me to believe that my own confusion about it is saying that there's the information that we get sometimes is skewed or misinterpreted, or it's really not what we think it is a lot of the times. So be aware of that on November 18th or whenever you see this. And so positively, let's just go back to your inner world. You may be feeling scared to try something new or do something, but if you do break free of these limitations, you could actually make some good money. This could be somebody who's guiding you, a boss or something like that. Now, forest creatures, not all of them, the kings have like hoods and look, fearsome. So this King of Wands has sort of a fearsome look to him. He has weapons and he's hooded. Like if you look at him really carefully, you can see there's his eyes. And so he has this hood on top of his head. So it's giving me a little bit of intimidation energy. So back to the outer world again. I can't help it, but that's kind of mostly what's coming out. So on November 16th, I really felt a beautiful, like kind of oasis energy. Like your inner world is really happy and the outer world doesn't matter too much. But today, again, I'm feeling like outer world things are starting to push on us. We're starting to feel it again a little bit more. And so it feels like a dark money issue of some kind. It feels like money is the pivot point between all of this. And also it's it's come out that this betting agency was betting on the election, and betting against an election or on an election is illegal on U.S. grounds, but because this agency was based somewhere else, that it wasn't exactly illegal, but there was a lot of U.S. people involved in it, and other people, there's a lot of foreign people, which also seems a little bit sketch to me, that, and I've never in my lifetime, and I'm 56 years old, have I ever heard of betting on an election. I'm sure it might have happened in the past, but it was never anything that seemed like was out there for people to really talk about or notice. And then this time around, there's actually been raids, and investigations and things having to do with that. So, but even beyond betting, there is also this feeling of somebody being paid, or it is. I feel like this person is maybe afraid of doing or saying something wrong or behaving wrong and losing money. And this person has control over this person. So somebody very large and bombastic, and this energy feels like the King of Swords in general is actually kind of fun, lighthearted energy. He's very jovial, a theatrical, larger than life kind of person. But in this deck, look at him. He's like, we can't figure out who he is. And then at the same time, look at his symbols. He is like, he's got the deer on his head, which makes him seem a little bit like like Cernunnos, the king of the forest, or the stag that's in the forest. Now the stag is a positive symbol, and Cernunnos I see as a positive symbol, but it's almost like taking these positive symbols and making it like using it as a way to say this is good, but you're like, that's not good. You know, like it also makes me feel a little like Matt Gaetz, like putting a person like him into any kind of position of power is disgusting, you know. With or without all the facts coming out, he already is a very dislikable person. And then if the facts are true that come out, if all the, you know, accusations against him and all the investigations against him and child trafficking and stuff come out, then that's really ugly. That's disgusting. And so it's almost like, you know, putting up a face of being really like a person that's really great. I know it's like wolf in sheep's clothing. Ah, yes, there's a wolf in sheep's clothing here, or more than one. And so in order to blend in, you know, the story about the wolf in sheep's clothing, it's kind of gruesome, but I guess the wolf had to kill one sheep in order to use his wool and his, you know, and so he dresses himself as a sheep in order to like hang out with the other sheep, and then they don't notice because he's, you know, he looks like a sheep, but he doesn't smell like a sheep, so they feel a little nervous. And then, of course, they have every right to be, because he's actually a predator and he's not one of them. And so it just feels kind of, the King of Wands feels like that to me, even though normally King of Wands is kind of a happy energy. It's kind of like almost a Santa Claus energy. So it feels like that. But it's all based on a money situation. Now, for your for your personal life, I don't feel that is as extreme for you. You could be making decisions, and you don't want those decisions being purely based on money. Like, for instance, like that feeling of selling your soul to the devil or something. I know that's dramatic again, but in other words, it's like like if you want something so bad, you do anything to get it. Well, that's not, you know, that's kind of dangerous right there, to go to those kinds of extremes. So think it through very carefully before you let money be, so, you know, the shiny thing that draws you into doing something that you don't feel might be right, or you feel a little uneasy about it. Especially if you don't really know the person or the energy behind the offer, let's say. So this could be something very simple, like getting an email or saying, we got your application and we'd like you to press this link to la 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 la, and so you press the link and then your account is hacked or something like that. Those kinds of things happen, you know. So just be cautious about like little things like that as well. And also people who are offering money. There's a commercial that's out that really, really bothers me, and it makes me mad that it even exists. But it's this commercial about the government giving you this kind of money, and then they have to put the migrants in it. So it's like, why is a commercial being political? But they're giving the migrants the money first, and you deserve the money too. And it's not even a thing. Like I looked into it, and yes, there are some states that are helping out with a certain amount of money, but you have to be a part of a particular zip code. And I looked mine up, and mine wasn't even in the zip code. And so it's basically a fraudulent advertisement. And it's using false politics to stir you into looking into it. Now, if you're, you know, savvy and wise and you know things, then you know it's fake. But there's a lot of people out there who don't know it's fake, and then they get themselves caught up in you know, losing money or being hacked or whatever, or getting some kind of virus in their computers, or whatever the case may be, because they're following some kind of false thread. So be aware of those kinds of things coming up in the next week, I say, before, in the next few days and week before Mercury goes retrograde in this pre-shadow phase. There'll be some sometimes weird stuff that you have to avoid, but it doesn't mean you like lock yourself in a cage or anything, that you imprison yourself. It just means be more aware and be cautious, and don't like, this is a good time not to act impulsively to things. You know, it's a good time to think things through and research things before you push yes, or before you click that link or whatever. And in general, I just say don't click any links, you know, just do your own research about things. Definitely do your own research, and don't let the money be like the temptation. This feels like temptation in this case. Next to the Eight of Swords, it feels like temptation. And next to this very, you know, in the middle of that and this very kind of intimidating King of Wands, it feels like temptation. So just be aware of that, okay, you guys? I hope that you like that and it made some sense. And I'm here for the happy feels, but I'm also here to help you through hard energies as well. So I'm going to stick with this deck until we get to the happy feels again. Anyway, I hope you like that. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.